Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to NYLC's professional development offering on social media and marketing. I am Hannah Reese.
And I am Mary Catherine Tran.
Thank you for joining us today.
All right, what is social media? Social media is a tool that allows people, companies, organizations to create, share, and exchange information or media virtually with different communities and organizations. As you know, there are a bunch of different kinds of social media sites, and they all have different uses. So these involve Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn. There's about a zillion of them. So some questions for Hannah and for you. So what kind of social media sites do you frequent, both professional and recreationally?
I actually must admit that I tend to be pretty old school. I got Facebook my senior year of high school, and that's all I have right now. So I will be learning, along with all of you, about social media during the next 15 minutes.
Cool. Awesome. I personally really like, for professional uses, I use Facebook and Twitter to market different events and things that I'm hosting. But personally, I really like Snapchat, Instagram, and Tumblr. I spend too much time on them. So, let's talk about different social media platforms. First off is Twitter. I'm sure a lot of you engage in people on Twitter as it's one of the more popular ones. So, on Twitter, you should definitely focus on the fact that you only have 140 characters to get your message across. So, focus on catering to your audience and making sure you're authentic and have a really powerful message. You need to captivate your audience because, like I said, there's such a little amount of time and space for you to share. So definitely try to figure out how to set up a daily schedule to talk about your event or project, and focus on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays for the best days for posting. Like I said, tweets have a very short life cycle and are also a very small amount of characters. So you'd have to really think about when you're timing them to go out. Oh, also, in addition, make sure you always reply to your fans or people following you. Like, don't just let them tweet at you and then not respond. Focus on making sure you retweet and keep connected with your community. Next up is Instagram, one of my favorites. So, for Instagram, videos are a really popular way to engage your crowd. When you're scrolling through your Instagram account, definitely think about what makes you stop at certain posts. Like, is it different filters? Is it different apps you can use to make your pictures or videos seem cooler? Definitely think about how to make yourself stand out. Peak times to post are between 3 and 4 p.m. as well as 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 2 a.m. Every day you should post, but definitely only post once a day. You don't want to spam people's accounts. Next up is Pinterest. There are a bunch of different kinds of interests that take place on Pinterest, so all of those different things have different times of posting. Make sure you are posting a couple times a day. 5 pins per day is pretty average, but you can go up to 30. Making sure to spread pins out over a course of time because people log on to Pinterest at varying times of the day, so you want to make sure to engage as many people as possible. Make sure that your pins are easily searchable. And also, remember that most of your clicks and engagement will happen on your first day, which is 70%, but the remaining clicks can occur between like 15 and 30 days after then.
While Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest can be really good platforms to address kind of a younger crowd, bear in mind that Facebook has been around a lot longer and might be a better way of hitting a wider range of audience when it comes to age. Facebook has more freedom when it comes to leaving your message, and it's a good site to be seen by a larger number of people. You want to make your message still pretty short and simple rather than long and complex, and especially videos tend to do better because people enjoy visual messages rather than reading a really long message. Thursdays and Fridays tend to get the most post engagement. You should aim to post at least daily, and mid-afternoon is the best. 1 p.m. tends to get the most shares, and 3 p.m. gets the most likes. Ideally, you want to post around 5 to 10 times per week.
My favorite social media platform is Snapchat, which I was talking to our social media expert, Kate, and it is the biggest platform right now for what people are trying to get into and have their companies engage their followers. So, as you know, Snapchat culture is often a very spur of the moment and authentic way to reach people. So, you really want to be quick and exciting when you're posting content. The best way to engage your population will probably be through your story. So, focusing on making sure you're really using your 10 seconds wisely. Your story is on your Snapchat account for 24 hours. So, making sure that it's kind of a view to get people, I don't know, kind of a behind the scenes look at what your organization, your project, or what you're doing, and kind of let them have the VIP feel of getting to see what's happening. Making sure also that you use really well placed captions, fitting emojis, filters, and lenses will all make it stand out when they're going through 15 stories in a row. Make sure you humanize your brand, and your content should be really, really relatable and fascinating to make it a story to follow, not a brand to watch. So, we're going to talk about some qualities of successful social media integration from our social media expert, Kate. The first one is using a variety of media, so that includes photos, videos, vines, and other things. To your left of your screen, you can see the This Girl Can campaign from Sport England. And This Girl Can was a nationwide campaign to get women and girls moving regardless of shape, size, and ability. So the link after This Girl Can is actually a YouTube promotional video, which we won't watch today, but it focuses on different women exercising, working out, being outside, just being active in general, regardless of background or shape or whatever. And it was a really, really cool video. They also did a big campaign with photos too that are very easily shareable and made a pretty big impact, at least on my newsfeed. To the right, you'll see The Last Selfie, which is by the World Wildlife Fund, and that took place on Snapchat. And so this is using pictures and an emotional response to get people to share their cause and what they're doing. Overall, the ideas are important, but the execution of the message is what's really, really important and going to catch people's attention. So, for the next thing, you need to focus on using original and existing hashtags. For example, the Always Like a Girl campaign on Twitter was a really big deal. And this focused on people tweeting and adding the hashtag like a girl. So what do you do like a girl? That's great. Like, I can run super fast like a girl, or I don't know, lots of different things.
Dance like a girl.
Dance like a girl. Shoot awesome hoops like a girl. But the bottom two are some examples of the photos from that campaign and the impact it made. So, what the hashtags really do is connect communities and with each other and create a conversation rather than shooting your messages into a void. So, it's easy to link people together and post about the same topic when you have the same hashtag. So make sure that when you pick your hashtag for your project, or if you already have a hashtag, that it's something unique that won't get buried under the pile of other hashtags and other conversations happening. I would make sure you talk to people who are using your hashtag as well. Like, make sure you're communicating with people rather than just shooting out your own content, because this creates a sense of community and will end up helping you in the end when you want to make those connections and be able to cash in on those relationships. The next thing is obviously to post consistently, which is what we talked about in the past couple slides, focusing on what times best work for posting on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, just so that you're really using your time wisely and you're not doing more effort than you need to. Like I said, you don't want to have 16 posts on Instagram that are just going to annoy people and then have them leave, which would not be very cool. It's also important to remember that people come across a lot of the same content each day, and so you need to make sure that you're posting at the right times and posting interesting things that make them want to stay and want to be involved. So the next one is knowing your target audience well and keeping them coming back, kind of along the same vein, like just thinking, who are you marketing to, what group do you want the most support from, and what type of support are you looking for? So are you looking for financial support, you're looking for emotional support, or just getting the word out? All of these different purposes are going to use different language and different types of media to get people involved. Next one is empowering the user to take action. So a lot of people a lot of people use their social media as a way to express their thoughts and like what's going on with them. So if you want to have a discussion, you want to talk about something that you're passionate, you can definitely do that. Like use the space, talk about what's going on, making sure to use your hashtags. So when people recognize your passion, they'll want to jump in on the conversation and be part of it too. It's important to evoke a lot of emotion and like make people want to feel emotionally invested in what's going on with your cause. So you can kind of create like a call to action and make it kind of a collective problem that you can solve together. Because we all know that we can't solve our campaigns and problems and stuff alone. We have to kind of create a community to help bolster those efforts. A good example of a good use of a call to action is the Ice Bucket Challenge by the ALS Foundation. That was really cool because it involved people to create videos of them dumping ice on their heads, and also a campaign to like really get people to donate financially. But it spread all over Facebook, all over social media, and people all wanted to be involved, whether it was just saying they donated or just posting the video. Celebrities were involved, so that's kind of a good example of how you can get people emotionally invested in your cause by making it kind of fun and kind of odd and out there, but also resulting in financial gain, spreading awareness, and that kind of thing. Lastly, you want to build a sense of trust with your followers. So you want to make them trust you so you can rely on their support and then have them take action with you. Very important. So some good examples of successful social media integration would be TED Talks. They have 7.7 million Twitter followers, and they post videos multiple times but use different pull quotes. So they're posting the same kinds of videos they have, but each time they ask a different question, or they'll tag different people, trying to keep their content relevant and popping on people's news feeds and having a conversation with their audience. The next example is Oreo. They have 816,000 Twitter followers. They stay relevant by creating content that is relevant to topical events. So focusing on what their followers like, what's going on in the media, how they can best stay relevant and kind of pop in randomly in conversations. They also use their Twitter account as a customer service outlet to connect with consumers. So that's a good way to further create conversation, is just letting your audience know that you care and that you're around and you actually want to hear their advice and suggestions. It creates that closeness that you want.
The Youth for Education campaign is a youth-led education equity campaign that's done through NYLC. Some of the ways that Youth for Ed has used social media, we had a photo campaign where we called all of our partners to take a photo of themselves in a certain stance with pencils in their hands and an equal sign. And this was spread through all of the platforms of social media we've talked about so far today. We also have a couple of our YAC members, our Youth Advisory Council, who make some great stop time videos for us and who write some blog posts and who post on all the different platforms. You can use these social media platforms all throughout your service learning projects. You can use them to recruit people from the beginning. You can use them to reach out to partners that you think might help you grow your project. And you can also use these platforms to demonstrate what you've done through your project.
So just some fast ways to use social media in your service learning practice. Make sure you're building your channels early. So right when you guys start developing your projects, developing what you want to do, start using social media immediately. Make sure to build relationships with influencers. So finding people who are connected to your cause who can help either start a conversation or continue a conversation, someone who relates to your goals of your project, or you think that would really be a good influence, definitely get connected with them. Find your audience, so figure out who you're talking to, who do you want to market to, and like who your efforts should be going towards the most, so the project won't seem as, marketing won't seem as daunting as it should be. And also finally, like I said, join in the conversation. Don't just put out tweets or put out posts. Make sure you're talking to other people who have already posted things. Try to build those relationships so it's not like you're just putting things out there, not taking anything away.
We have a few questions written here. If you think you have an excellent answer to any of these questions, or you have further questions, feel free to email us or reach out to us on any of these social media platforms just to give yourself some practice. Thank you for joining us today.
Have a good day.